Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is How I See It. So, y'all, 3 weeks ago, Nene Leakes dropped episode 1 of the Nene Leakes show, right? And it was good. It was a good interview segment with Carlos King, even though she was supposed to be interviewing Carlos, and then for whatever reason, it turned out that Carlos was interviewing her. The segment with Michelle Atalian, where they were talking about hot topics and breaking down hot topics, was really good. But y'all, 3 weeks later, and we haven't seen a promo or any information about when episode 2 is dropping. And y'all might not care, but this is my thing. When it comes to Nene, it seems like she has no stick-to-itiveness. It seems like she does not understand the word, in my opinion, at least. It seems like Nene doesn't understand the word or the phrase, be consistent. When she first came on YouTube, she was doing these live pillow talks, and then all of a sudden that ended. Then here and there she would go live, and then that ended. Then she started to do this show with Sierra Glam Shop, and that was a cute little show. They were talking about real life stuff. I don't know what's happening with that. It's been a few weeks. They haven't dropped an episode. And then here she comes with the Nene Leakes show. And as I said, it's been 3 weeks. The first episode had 525,000 views. So that was a good amount of people who watched the first episode. So Nene should have had, maybe she should have pre-recorded several other episodes, maybe pre-recorded episode 2 and 3 so that she could drop one episode a week. I think if she had pre-recorded 3 episodes, then that would cover a month. So I don't know what's going on, Nene. I don't know who the people are that are on your team, but I'm telling you, one thing that Candy Burris has over you, Nene, is that Candy stays consistent in whatever she's doing. If she's doing movies, she's over there, she's filming and she's releasing. Candy drops a Amazon Live or a Speak on It episode every week. She's over there on Broadway. Even though she's doing all these other things, she has so many irons in the fire. She's still over there on Broadway having a #1 Broadway show. Nene, you are hilarious. You are talented. But I feel like a part of you believes that other people should create things for you to be a part of. But girl, this is a new age. YouTube is where it's at. Streaming is where it's at. And you have to be willing to build something for yourself. Look at Arlette with the Pop the Balloon challenge. That started off small, then it went viral, and it became bigger and bigger and bigger to now she's having millions of views in a couple of days when she drops a video every week. And now that YouTube show is going to premiere live on Netflix. That's called consistency. And so Nene, if you want the Nene Leakes show to be picked up by a network, if you want a network to see that there is value that comes with having you on their platform, then baby, you have to build your own platform. So come on, Nene. Drop episode 2 of the Nene Leakes show already. And speaking of former Real Housewives of Atlanta stars on YouTube, it seems like Kenya Moore will be heading to YouTube as well with Confessionals in My Words, right? And this is set to, I don't know if it's going to be a live or it's going to be a pre-recorded video, but I'll be watching, and I hope that y'all will be watching on Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Now, how I see it, this is a good idea because I do believe that Kenya should have had her own confessionals during this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She should have had a confessional from episode 1 to last week episode where they declared in a statement on Bravo that they decided not to film with Kenya anymore. I want to know what Kenya's thoughts were leading up to her making the decision to do what she did to Britt Edie at her event. I was disappointed that Kenya stooped that low. I get that she felt like she was being threatened with a weapon and that the powers that be, maybe at Truly Original or maybe at Bravo, they weren't taking it seriously. So she felt like she had to take matters into her own hands. But to expose a woman like that, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. And on top of that, Kenya, you were complaining last season that they didn't even show the launch of your salon that was filmed last season, and you get another opportunity to showcase your salon at a point when you're saying that you're not even getting enough people through the door, and people aren't even talking about the salon. What everybody's talking about is whether you should have or should not have exposed Brit in the way that you did. So you made your salon opening about Brit rather than marketing your business to the point where people would feel the need to leave LA or New York or Florida to come experience the Kenya Moore hair spa treatment. So it's very unfortunate. So y'all, I'm going to watch Confessionals in My Words with Miss Kenya some more because maybe she'll say something that will vindicate her some more. Maybe she'll be apologetic. Maybe she'll have receipts that will show that she did speak to producers. She did speak to Bravo Network about her concerns related to Britt Edie's threats of gun violence, and they weren't doing anything about it, so she chose to take matters into her own hands. I can't wait to see what Kenya is going to present to us during episode 1 of Confessionals in My Words. And that's how I see it. Thank you for watching. Please remember to drop down in the comment section below and let me know how you see things too. Remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Until my next video, I'm sure I will see some of y'all somewhere in these YouTube streets. So walk good. Bye.